What's going on, fantasy football fans? I'm your host, Hussein the Brain, and you're watching The Couch. It's week 5 of fantasy football, and even though there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of players to pick up this week, there's still some ways to improve your team. I myself am putting in 24 waiver wire acquisitions in the Fantasy Couch League. And that's a lot of waivers, but I'm going to be guaranteed to get at least 2 or 3 of those guys. I need a kicker because my kicker's on bye. I want to try to get a backup tight end because my tight end Jimmy Graham's on bye week 6. And I also want to get a flex player to add depth to my team. What I'm going to go over this video is the top players that I mentioned in previous videos. Real quick, just go over those. The new players to add, including the top 3 defenses to pick up this week as spot starts. I'm also going to go over the top 4 players to handcuff in your league, and also the top 2 players to drop. Asiata is actually a guy I mentioned in the very first waiver video for this year. If you need more convincing on why to pick up Asiata, if he's somehow available in your league, just look at how many touchdowns this guy got. I'm real high on Owen Daniels. If he's still available in your league, I think he's going to have some really good games coming up here in the near future. Roy Helou there is worth consideration in some PPR leagues. And the rest of these names are great for adding depth to your wide receiver core. And here are the new players to add for week 5. I was shocked to see Ruben Randall and Joe Flacco still available in a lot of leagues. If you need a quarterback, and I know some of you guys really do, Joe Flacco is the guy. Steve Smith is single-handedly making Joe Flacco fantasy relevant once again. And the most popular pickup this week is McKinnon. Now, they don't trust this guy to pass protect, so he is limited. But he is a great offensive talent and worth a pickup in almost every league. Remember, he's a running back. There's not a whole lot of those out there. I also like Andre Williams on the Giants and Brandon LaFell. I think the Patriots are going to really try and use LaFell in that offense. They're going to try something because that offense is not working. And if you need a kicker this week like I do, I had the Dolphins kicker. I would add the Texans kicker. I predict he's going to have a really big game this week. Yeah, I'm acting like it's possible to even predict how kickers are going to do week to week. But I'm going with Bullock this week. And remember, guys, Marvin Jones is coming back off that foot injury. And other guys that are returning real soon are Mark Ingram, Noshawn Moreno, and Ryan Matthews. A few owners actually dropped these guys, so you may want to pick these guys up and stash them. They should be really good to help you out in the stretch. And here are some more players to add if you're in a deep league. I really like Mike Glennon, Doug Baldwin, and Devontae Adams this week. I predict all 3 of them should have good games if you're in a deep league and you really need a wide receiver or quarterback. Also, keep an eye out on the Panthers' backfield situation. Just about everybody on the backfield is hurt, and that could be a great spot start for you if you're in a deep league. Also, Mike Evans will miss some time, so Lewis Murphy will have to step up for the Bucs. He's worth consideration in deep formats. And the top 3 defenses to add this week. We have the Steelers going up against Jacksonville. That's right, anybody plays at Jacksonville, pick up their defense as a good spot start. Then another defense I like is the Lions defense and the Titans versus the Browns. My top 4 players to handcuff are Marshawn Lynch, Zach Stacy, Matt Forte, and Andre Ellington. A good handcuff always has some value, even with the starter healthy, and will have much more value if that starter were to get hurt. So these handcuffs are definitely worth consideration, and I would say they're must pickups if you're in a deep league. The 2 players that you need to drop on your team are EJ Manuel. Well, he's being benched for Kyle Orton. There's no need to keep him. And Devontae Freeman. Now, Devontae Freeman, of course, if you're in a deep league and you don't have a lot of running backs, you're forced to hold on to him. But if you're in a 10-man league, drop him now. Make sure you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss out on any cool videos like last week's. And also ask me how you can get some cool free stickers. Ask me on social media or YouTube. Leave a comment below. I'll ship them out today. And I'll see you guys on the next video.